We continue with the 10 traits of the little horn that identifies little horn, and we're applying the acid test to this bold claim that the papacy is the little horn. We continue our application of the acid test to this bold claim. All other attempts at comparing these traits to other figures or kingdoms has failed. So, trait number 7. This man will be and look like a boss. Daniel, the 7th chapter, verse 20, whose look was more stout than his fellows. So, regarding the stout look of the little horn, we look at the vestments of the Pope. We call your attention to two Hebrew words. First word is chezev, which the English word look is used to translate. And the word rab, which the English word stout is used to translate. Now, chezev means appearance, and rab means captain or chief. So the little horn then will be distinguished by his appearance as a head or a chief. In modern lingo, should we say modern lingo, it can be said that he is a boss. The Pope has the look and the position of a boss in the Catholic Church. He is the supposed successor of the Apostle Peter, and in this case, we focus on not only his position, but also how he dressed, which is important. But the Apostle Peter, who correctly was a fisherman by trade, wore no such vestments. Now, they say St. Peter was poor, but nothing about the Pope's dress communicates poor. And here we have not just the current Pope, but the popes of the past adorned in gold, iron, and silver, the three metals of which we identify in the statue in King Nebuchadnezzar's dream in Daniel, the 2nd chapter, which points to the true identity of who this papal figure is. So, two popes and two styles. Francis, to use the coat of arms he had in Buenos Aires. Now, Pope Francis has a plaited silver ring. He has an iron crucifix. He has black trousers, and his socks are black, and his shoes are black, as opposed to Benedict XVI, whose ring was gold. His crucifix was gold. His trousers were white. His socks were white. And he wore red loafers. Number 8, this horn, or which is a man, will make war with the saints. Daniel, the 7th chapter, verse 21. I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints, and prevailed against them. Now, what does this text mean when it says that the little horn, which we identify as the papacy or the Catholic Church, made war with the saints? The word saints in this text means the holy separated ones. So, who are the holy separated ones? Now, it is understood that Satan's focus in these last and evil days has been the church of the Lord Jesus Christ, the true church of the Lord Jesus Christ. Now, mind you, there are a lot of churches out there that are claiming that they're the true church of Lord Jesus Christ, and the claims are not substantiated. They're actually lying. But from the beginning, Satan's focus was upon the people God originally chose. These people chosen were the children of Israel, the original Hebrew Israelites of the Bible, who are now better known as Negroes. These people were God's chosen people. But how can we prove this? So proving who the original Hebrews are has never been a problem. But can it be proven that there was a persecution of the black Hebrew Israelites by the Catholic Church? That period of history, known as the Inquisition, did involve the persecution of the true children of Israel who were in Spain and Portugal. It had always been alleged that the so-called Sephardic Jews of Spain were white Europeans. But this has been proven to be a lie because of the research done by Benaiah ben Israel, who researched the question thoroughly. He has made his research readily available on his YouTube site, and if they have not taken it down, the Zionist Jews who own these social media sites have long time initiated a silencing campaign against truth that exposes their lies. Now you note the map above with the slave coast circled. Notice the named area in this section circled K of Judah. This is the abbreviation for Kingdom of Judah. This actually becomes important in our study of Daniel's little horn, who we have identified as the papacy. Now we shall draw upon Benaiah ben Israel's research, of which he makes it known that he targeted his research to books that only date to the 1800s or older. Now we won't have time to cite additional references, but just a few that will drive home the point that the Jews of Spain were black. So here we have one of the sources of Benaiah ben Israel, 18th century source. Africa being an accurate description of the regions. Here we have circled uh, particular paragraph here. Now, note, as you read the original paragraph, that the F really in this archaic record actually is translated to be a S in our modern language. So to better facilitate the reading of this paragraph, we went and we did the modern version of this paragraph at the bottom here where it says, and we're quoting, many Jews also are scattered over this region, some natives boasting themselves of Abraham's seed, inhabiting both sides of the river Niger. Now notice, see this word nigger, it's you look at it in modern English and we pronounce it Niger, but actually during this archaic time or this ancient time that this source was written, this word Niger was actually pronounced nigger. And this is the reason why, this explains the reason why your black Hebrews were identified as niggers. But it says both sides of the river Niger. Others are Asian strangers who fled thither either from the desolation of Jerusalem by Vespasian, which harkens back to the fact that Jerusalem was destroyed in 70 A.D. by Vespasian, or from Judea, wasted and depopulated by the Romans, Saracens, and Christians, or else such as came out of Europe, whence they were banished. This out of some parts of Italy in the year 1342, and notice what we have here, out of Spain in the year 1402. And Spain was a major flashpoint during this time for the Inquisition, the Catholic Church Inquisition. Now, the Inquisition was the war waged by the Catholic Church against heresy, but in reality, it was a war waged against the saints. These saints were the true believers in the Lord Jesus Christ. And of course, those who were included in the number of heretics were the blood descendants of the black Hebrews of the Bible, as proven by Benaiah ben Israel's research. His research substantiates the prophecy in Deuteronomy chapter 28. Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, verse 45 to 48. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which in this case is the Spanish, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in want and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. Now, this is the transatlantic slave trade until he have destroyed thee. We continue the identification of the little horn in our next lesson presentation. Shalom.